Sara with us.
Just smash.
I'm in on your quiz show.
I thought you might
and you
be.
can imagine I love my quizzes.
Oh, I know.
What I love about it is right from the off, it's gripping. Right from the off, they are really under pressure. But you're under pressure too, Sara.
Pressure? That's another level of pressure.
It's extraordinary.
And I'm used to negotiating business deals, but I tell you what, being there and having to take... Because it's a different quiz to normal. We'd kind of do it back to front. So we give them all the money at the start, and then every second they can't answer, it ticks away. Well, the problem with me is I kind of can't half-hearted anything. If I'm in, I'm in. And so I get really emotionally attached to them. I'm very invested in what's going on, and I start panicking. So I'm panicking that they're losing their money.
Yes.
And I'm having to keep me calm, because you know what it's like. When you're a quiz show host, you have to be very professional.
You do.
Yes.
You have to pronounce your words properly, which is a bit of a challenge for a North East girl when you start getting to some of these European footballers or Shakespearean characters, and I'm thinking, just pronounce it right, Sara. So I've got all of that pressure, and then they've got this, you literally hear them.
So they've got the sound effects going, so it's building the pressure as well.
It's very exciting.
Well, that's the thing. It is so exciting because you kind of go, hold on, how does this work? And then the minute you start watching it, you're like, I'm in. And it's fast.
Oh, do you know, it is relentless from start to finish. And, of course, it started last week, so all my friends are watching it. And what's lovely is, because bear in mind, I've been doing a lot of TV over the years, and you'll know this. You know, it's a little bit old hat for me kids. You know, I talk about it and they're not interested.
No.
I've been coming home from work and I found my husband sitting watching it with the kids on catch-up, and then every night I get a text from my sister with a photo of me little niece wanting to watch Auntie Sarah's quiz show and play along.
That's so cute.
And I can see how it's for all the family, and it's that bit of excitement. Even if the kids don't know the answers to the questions, they're getting all excited and wrapped up in the ticking time. And it reminds me of when I was a kid, coming in from school every night to my grandma's house.
Yeah.
And my older half-sister, she'd be in first, then be me, then me, my little sister, and we'd all sit on the couch and watch the quizzes together.
Yeah.
And I just love that it's something all the family can enjoy with us.
Yeah.
It's probably, properly, as my experience of being lucky enough to host Tipping Point now since 2012, we started it, but it gets threaded through people's lives.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, the multi-generational thing. So I still get messages from people saying, you know, if they've lost a grandparent, Ben, we used to love sitting and watching Tipping Point and then watching The Chase. And now this becomes part of that, Sara. It's a really special moment in the day for so many people. You can't underestimate, actually, how much we as a nation love quizzing.
Yeah.
So when you bring a new quiz, everyone's like, oh, what's the new quiz going to be? But having a dragon host it as well, though...
Do you know what? It's just such a privilege. I'm thinking, and I feel like all these millions of people that are watching, it's like they've invited me into their house. There are hundreds of channels, and not even the channels, all the streaming, the kids could want to watch YouTube, and they've chosen to invite me into their living room, or, you know, me into their family time and be a part of that. And that was what I was holding on to all the time that we were filming. It is such a privilege that ITV have given me this opportunity, but that I get to spend an hour every afternoon with hundreds of thousands of families all across the country, and I'm not going to waste that. I'm going to really take
give away a bit of ITV's money as well. I always think that's one of the fun bits.
As much as I can. And I'm like, it's almost like I can't tell them the answers, but if I look at you in your eyes enough, I'm going to send it across the universe.
Telepathic.
And it'll pop up out of your mouth.
But it must be so different to what you normally do day to day. Like, even having your phone or something like that, like, you almost have to just put that life aside. Almost.
So, do you know what was really weird for me? I always preach that if you want to do something great, be present in what you're doing. I learnt this when I did Strictly, you know. And what I found, when we film in Dragon's Den, we'll be on set and we'll be in a pitch for a couple of hours, then we'll be sat in the green room for half an hour having a cup of tea and a bit of gossip. And I'll get my phone out, I'll check my emails, I'll go on Instagram or whatever. And I assumed I could do the same. So as soon as we would, like, between rounds, I'd step off and I was opening my phone. And the problem is, it's so intensive for my brain.
Absorbing, yeah.
And it was so far removed from anything I'd done. It needed 100% of my attention, and I couldn't switch my brain from quiz show host into just chilling Sara going to text me mum. I had to leave my phone and just sit, and the poor contestants, so when I'd come off between rounds, I'd just sit on the side staring at them, waiting to be let back onto set to do the next round. Yeah. So I learned if I want to do a good job of it, I have to be 100% present in it the whole time.
There's a thing as well, though, and it's not. It's that the pressure of asking questions against the clock while their money is falling and they can get timed out, and you've got to say they've timed out, give them the answer, move on. They can give you an answer which might be nearly there but not quite right, the one I watched.
Oh, yeah, Damien.
Yeah,
Auburn.
exactly.
Yeah.
You get a little bit wrong but not quite right. There are so many inputs that you're dealing
variables.
with. Sarah.
And also, what people don't see at home is, then you've got this thing in your ear, and I'm here in the gallery, so I'm hearing every camera shot. I'm having to share. The guy who invented the quiz is sitting in the gallery listening to my every word. I mean, there's pressure for you.
Yes.
You've got the adjudicator.
Is that the first time you've done something with Talkback?
No, I've done 20 years of shopping.
So you've had bits,
I'm used to having all sorts of voices in my head.
Yeah.
But it was the pressure of knowing, because to bring a new quiz to it, they don't do that very often. It's a really big deal. And all of the people who are hired to work on the show are the people who are top of their game. You know, the director's done over 1,000 quiz show episodes, and the producer, the exec producer, the guy who invented the quiz, the adjudicator, they're all sitting there, and these are the people at the top of their game. And I'm used to being in a room and being the person at the top of my game. Well, I've never done a quiz show before.
No.
So I'd studied for it, I'd practiced it, I'd watched loads of other quiz show hosts, and I'd
realised what you shouldn't do.
I had watched hours of your shows to learn how can I be human and warm and accessible, but really professional. And then I'm standing there thinking, this whole show is reliant on me doing a good job now, and I can't let all those people down who've invented this amazing quiz. I can't be anything other than absolutely brilliant, so I've got to keep working really hard to try and be that good.
Do you ever miss the Dragon's Den?
Oh, I miss it a lot. It's a huge part of who I am.
Do you think you might go back at some stage?
Oh, I hope so, because the thing is, you know, 6 years I've done that, and it was really hard this year. You know, Deborah was texting me when they were in Manchester, oh, we're really missing you, and it's just such a big part of who I am, and I missed the filming block, I miss my friends, the other dragons there, and obviously I'm still doing just as much work with the rest of my portfolio, but it's a big commitment. You know,
was that one of the reasons you had to step back a bit, Sarah, because you had all these businesses now that you'd invested in, that you're working with and you're mentoring, and actually you couldn't really focus, you couldn't really commit the time to the filming?
It's just not fair. The problem is, as I said before, I'm an all-in person.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something, if I'm involved with you, I'm involved. You know, I'm WhatsApping you, I'm all over it. And every year when we do Dragon's Den, yes, it's the filming commitment, but then that's potentially another dozen businesses that are then in my portfolio, that are then messaging me, emailing me, want me on board calls that need space in my brain. And because I took back over Crafters Companion last year, I couldn't, in all good honesty, take on another potentially dozen businesses and give them all a little bit of me when Crafters Companion needed all of me, and I had all these other exciting things like filming the quiz show going on in my life, and you know, the kids are getting a bit older now, two little lads, all me crafting, you know, it's a lot, and it was just a case of something had to give.
One of the things that we didn't realise, but you invested in a business with Ramsay-Peaty, of course, so you were on, which is lovely, and the wedding, we had Gordon and Tilly on when we came back just after. What an amazing day it looked, Sarah.
It was fabulous. A lot of people don't realise Adam and I became such good friends during Strictly, and because he just started his business, he was very early on in that journey, and so we would go for long walks, and I'd give him loads of business advice and support, and then I've been on his board. You know, I invested in his business. I've been on his board as well for the last couple of years. So I got the invite to the wedding, and I mean, wedding of the century, you know.
Wow.
And my mum's going...
Food like?
Oh, it was absolutely insane. It was his famous beef Wellington. And it was the best... It was, I mean, obviously, it was the best wedding food I've ever had in my life. And I was trying everything. I mean, every canapé that came out, I'm going, I haven't tried that one, I'll just have a bit of this. It was insane.
It just
Did you do some dancing?
I did do some dance. I was up with Adam on the dance floor at the end of the night. Dan Walker was there with us, busting out the moves a little bit.
Amazing. So it's a lovely Strictly reunion at the same time as a real celebration. Well, look, Time is Money continues weekdays, 3 o'clock on ITV1 and ITVX. It is really gripping, so I think, like you say, you're doing a cracking job, because I know what pressure you're under to answer those questions, but I'm all in. I think it's really fab. It's really fun.
Brilliant. Well done.